So what will you get from this webinar? So there are 5 things we will cover in this webinar. Number 1, how to establish a new business in the UK or as a subsidiary of your business in India. So
a very warm welcome to all of you at this webinar, which today focuses on how to expand your business to the UK. And we have an expert panel today with us who would be, sharing details to people who have interest to do business in UK with UK via investment, expansion, or any kind of support services they seek in UK for their own businesses. So without further ado, I would like to invite our National Executive Committee member, Mr. Dinesh Joshi, who is also CMD of Subsidiary Ventures Private Limited, to give welcome remarks on behalf of FICCI.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Dr. Mohan Kaul, President, Indian Partnership Forum, London. Mr. Steve Rodell, Managing Director, Retail, Christie and Company, London. Mr. Yash Dubal, Managing Director, AY&J Solicitor, London. Friends from the industry, very good morning and good afternoon. On behalf of FICCI, it's my great pleasure to welcome all the speakers and delegates to today's webinar on how to expand your business to the UK. The UK and India are two of the world's most vibrant and dynamic economies. Individually, each presents major opportunities for trade and investment. Combine them, they are unbeatable, as underlined by the strong bilateral flows of trade and investment. In today's webinar, some of the recent developments will be covered. The experts will share straightforward help and advice for those who seek answers to each questions.
Thank you very much for your opening comments. Now, experts do the talking. So let me invite Yash Dubal, the Managing Director of AY&J Solicitor from London. He would be today talking about how to establish a new business in the UK or expand your business to the UK. He himself, came to the UK in 2003 and founded his firm on the principle of honesty, professionalism, reliability, and approachability. And today the firm has reached its peak and is now a legal 500 law firm and has also won Best Immigration Law Firm award. So Yash, over to you. We're keen to listen to you and see your presentation.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Thank you, Dineshji, for the introduction. Thank you so much, everyone, being here. Thank you, Steve and Dr. Kaul and Param to join as well. Very, very good afternoon, my Indian fellow citizens. I was born and brought up in India, came to UK in 2003. And today I just wanted to share this opportunity. Post Brexit, there are a lot of opportunities for foreign investment. Now there is no more EU concept for the UK, so we are on same level field as Dineshji has just mentioned 2 minutes back. So what will you get from this webinar? So there are 5 things we will cover in this webinar. Number 1, how to establish a new business in the UK or as a subsidiary of your business in India. So whatever the business you have in India, you can set up a branch office. You can set up a branch office. So that is number 1. Number 2, which is the biggest one, Steve from Christie & Co will cover. Just to give you a bit of background, Christie & Co is one of the largest business brokerage firm in the UK. And we have this opportunity to have Steve on this webinar who will share. He's a managing director and he knows in and out about how to acquire business in the UK. So he will, of course, guide you through point number 2, which is to invest in the UK, starting from, let's say, 2.5 crore rupees, roughly around £250,000 onwards, £500,000 or £1 million you can invest and acquire a profit-making business. Now, when you invest and when you extend as a branch office, you want to sort out your visas, right? Your permissions to stay in the UK. So, of course, point number 3 we will cover is how you can we can facilitate that visa solution for you so that yourself and your family can come to the UK, live in the UK, and also gain British citizenship. That's number 3. And number 4, which we'll cover, is a single point business service. So when you come to the UK, and probably if you don't have a much connection or contact in the UK, you want services, business services, which is banking, office facilities, marketing, sales, and many others. So I'll cover a little bit of that, how we can help and probably put you in a right direction where you can get help, proper help to just run your business properly, settle down in the UK properly. So that is number 4. And number 5 is live Q&A with myself and Steve. Without any further delay, let's start how to establish a business in the UK as a subsidiary. While I'm trying to read some comments. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. What business we can start in the UK? So we have fantastic comment. This is what helps us to deliver the best webinar, right? I don't believe in just running through my slides. I believe in just focusing what my attendee is looking for. So we'll definitely cover all these points for you guys. Please bear with us. We have the perfect preparation for you to give you the information you need today. So let me share my slides now with you. Hope you can see this.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. So how to expand your business to the UK? We have covered what you will get in this webinar. It's been covered. So now let's look how to establish a new business in the UK or as a subsidiary of your business in India. I'll just cover through some of the visa options. And the reason is like, you need permission to be in the UK, right? If you want to establish a branch office, you need visa, UK visa. And what my understanding is based on my last 10 years experience, these options were there. And there are few more new options UK government has introduced with new point-based system. So I want to share less known option. And I also want to share the new option which UK government has introduced post-Brexit. Now, some of the options is not known very well. And number 1, I will pick, and I've just picked only 3 options. Just make it simple for you. Right? That's what you want to know. You don't want to be overwhelmed with so much information. You just want little information which is precise and serves your purpose. And so I picked up only 3 options, which I think is the most relevant for today's attendee on this webinar. That's what I've done. I worked very hard preparing this presentation, and I've thought a lot to make it very concise and very valuable and very powerful presentation for you. So number 1 option I will cover, this is a sole representative visa. Now, to be eligible, you should be outside EEA or Switzerland. Now, EU is not anymore country. So if you are outside the UK, if your business is outside the UK, and if you have enough money to support yourself, and if you meet the English language requirement, you will qualify for sole representative visa. Furthermore, what you need, you should be an established business, legally trading overseas. And if you wish to open up a branch office, you can send one of your senior member of staff to the UK to open and set up a branch in the UK. It's so simple. You do not need a minimum turnover. You do not need minimum number of staff. You do not need minimum number of trading years of experience. So what do you need? All you need is an active trading company with an intention to set up a branch office in the UK. That's all you need. And that's number 1 requirement. Number 2 requirement, which is more important, is you have to have enough funds to set up that branch office. And mostly, the common question I get asked, because I've been doing it for last 10 years, very common question, what is that number? Yash, tell us the number. How much money do I need to set up a branch office in the UK? So my advice, and I'll just throw some rough estimated number to make it easy for you. You need some number to pick up and to start working with that. And that number I would suggest is around £50,000. And that's all to start with. If it's service-based business, if you don't need big premises to hire and rent, all you need is just around £50,000 to set up a branch office in the UK to get a sole representative visa. What you are doing, your intention is to set up a branch of your overseas business. Remember that. You're trying to set up a branch office. Whatever the business you have overseas, you're trying to set up a branch office in the UK. That sort of money, if you have at hand, and if you have intention to set up a branch office, you can send one of your senior member of staff to the UK to set up this branch, right? Now, what are the pros and cons of that? So the pros and cons, I would say there is no minimum investment required, right? There is no other hard and fast required. But the downside is, if you are a majority shareholder and if you wish to come to the UK, you cannot use this route. So someone who is not a majority shareholder only can qualify for sole representative visa. What it means, it can be a senior member of staff not having majority shareholding in the company, or one of the partner who is not having a majority shareholding. Now, just very important point to note here, if you are a 50-50 partner, nobody is majority shareholder and one of them can come to the UK as a sole representative. The requirement is not to be a majority shareholder. So then you can then appoint yourself as a sole representative with a view of opening up a branch office in the UK. So that's like very top level information around sole representative visa. Now look at the benefit. The benefit is you get 3 years straight visa, and then after you can extend it for 2 more years. And after total 5 years, you get permanent residency in the UK. And after another year, you may qualify for British citizenship. You can bring your spouse and children under 18 years old to accompany you. And spouse will have a very flexible right to work. And you can travel overseas up to 180 days per year, which is a very generous allowance. 180 days is like half of the time. If you stay in the UK half of the time, it's be fine for you to get permanent residency. So these are the benefits, like, again, you know, bullet points I've covered. And so that's sole representative visa. No minimum investment required. And it's straightforward, right? We have done it. We do at least 10 to 15 applications a month now. It's now very popular. And we provide like comprehensive support to the applicants. Let's talk about the option number 2, which is a skilled worker visa that includes self-sponsorship option, which is not very famous. This is a very brand new option I have discovered post-Brexit immigration, as per the post-Brexit immigration rule. It's not very well used or very well known. It was introduced in December 2020, so it's a very new concept. Now, for this, you might need help of Steve, right? And of course, Steve will, of course, cover his part, how to acquire a business. And this is the very beautiful option. And I want to share with you. Again, it's a top level information. For more detailed nitty-gritty, of course, we can talk about it in a separate one-to-one call. But the top level information, you acquire a business in the UK. Once you acquire the business, then we get a license for business to recruit overseas staff. And then through that business, you can then sponsor yourself to come under work permit. So in a very simpler terms, you are actually self-sponsoring yourself. Then what is that number? How much money do I need to invest? I mean, it's up to you, but we believe a business worth, let's say, 2.5 crore onwards, maybe £250,000, £500,000 or £1 million, then of course the sky is the limit. And of course, Steve will cover the options you have at hand to acquire UK-based business. But once you acquire that, then we can then facilitate this work permit for you so that you can yourself and your family and your children can come to the UK to run that business. Right. And of course, you will have it because it's up and running, established business. There might be an established team which is running the business. It might be a profitable business. So you might be managing at the end of that. That's how I see. To qualify for it, all you need is a UK employer. So actually, you become a UK employer by acquiring the business, and we get the permission from the Home Office it to be approved as a sponsor. We can do that. And then we assign a certificate of sponsorship for you to yourself and for the job, which is like to manage the business. And you need to be paid minimum salary, which is £26,000 a year minimum. That's the minimum salary. It starts from £26,000. If your business can pay that salary to yourself, you can get the work permit. So it's like self-sponsorship option. You also need to meet English language requirement, which is very basic. It's a B1. So in IELTS, you need to score reading, writing, speaking, listening, 5 band in each section. So that is minimum requirement of English language. Alternatively, if you have studied in English medium, bachelor's or master's degree in India, which mostly acceptable. Or if you have studied bachelor's or master's degree in English speaking country, it's also good. So this is the second option I wanted to share with you, and I think it's the most relevant after sole representative visa. If you want to acquire business and not want to set up a branch office by sending a senior member of staff, or if you say, look, I'm a majority shareholder and I want to be in the UK, so you cannot qualify for a sole representative visa. In that case, I think the option 2 is the most relevant. What are the benefits? The benefit is you get permanent residency in just 5 years. Bring your spouse and children under 18. Spouse will have a flexible right to work, and you can travel abroad throughout the 5 years up to 180 days, same as sole representative visa, to qualify for ILR, which is indefinitely to remain settlement. And after 1 more year, you may qualify for British citizenship as well, and you get the British passport. Option 3. Now, someone is said, oh, but I can't do English language test, or I cannot be bothered to do English language test, and I have about 20 crore rupees to invest in UK, right? Then go with investor visa. It's £2 million investment. Again, you can acquire business or UK shares. So you can acquire shares of UK-based company, acquire UK business indirectly, directly. But you cannot invest this money in UK real estate. However, you can buy a business which is a part and parcel of UK real estate. For an example, Steve might probably provide you suggestions, probably a hotel worth 2 million, which is fine, and it comes with real estate. There are other businesses which comes with real estate, but you need to invest to acquire a UK-based business. You just need to acquire the UK shares and acquire UK business. But you cannot invest in a real estate for this £2 million directly. So this is investor visa option. And of course, all you need is £2 million straight to invest. And once you get the tier 1 investor visa, you need to invest this money in just 3 months' time. So that is the requirement. And then you need to provide the source of funds as well when you get investor visa. You don't need to do English language test. That's the biggest probably difference with compared to the other options we've been talking about. And that's all about it. Otherwise, there is no other difference I can see from the benefit point of view. Benefits are same, except no English language requirement. So you get settlement in 5 years. You can bring your spouse and children under 18. Flexible right to work for full family. So full family can work wherever, however they like, and you can travel up to 180 days to get permanent residency settlement. So these are the options I wanted to cover. Single point business service. Let me talk about that. So when you, of course, try and migrate to the UK, you want relocation service. You want service where you can set up a company, business banking. You need accountant who can set up your registration with the government, HMRC, how to pay tax, where to pay tax. So you need accountancy services, VAT, and all that. And at times you need help with marketing because you don't know the country well. You don't know the culture. You don't know people here. So you need marketing services to generate lead, generate business. You also need sales services, someone who can sell services, right? So what we can do, we can signpost you to the best of the best service provider. These are all our strategic partners. We then signpost you to each specialist. We will provide you top 5 options of relocation services. We'll provide you top 5 option of setting up business. We'll provide you top 5 option of accountancy services. top 5 option for marketing consultants and sales consultant. On top of that, Christie & Co is a group of many companies, and of course, Steve can advise what other services they can offer as Christie & Co. So we can help you with that, right? We can become a single point contact for you and provide you various strategic partners who I have been working with for last 17 years now, right? Who has been tried and trusted, cost effective, and same time they bring in the results you need for your business and for yourself. So we can do that definitely. Now, how to buy a business or invest in a profit-making business in the UK? Over to Steve Rodell from Christie & Co. Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yash. I'm just going to sort my screens out so you can see my slides. Thank you very much for allowing me to talk today. I'm going to run through a few things which will give you an introduction to what we do and how we can help you. I'm going to provide you with some insight into the markets that we deal with and why you should invest in them. We'll talk a little bit about fixed income opportunities, which are the real estate investments that Yash was mentioning a little while ago, versus operational involvement, which is what is important if you cannot invest in the real estate. So an introduction as to who we are and what we do. So I'm the managing director of Christie & Co, and I sit on the board alongside a number of other managing directors who oversee the sectors that we specialize in the UK. We have a care team, a childcare team, a medical team, hotels, restaurants, pubs, other leisure that doesn't come into any of the above, and my part of the business, which is retail. And the reason that we specialize in those particular areas is that the businesses that operate in the property adds value. So this is really important from the point of view Yash was talking about. If you're looking to invest in a business in the UK and you've got £2 million to invest, let's say, for example, if you cannot invest that in a property investment, then you can buy a hotel or a childcare business or a pharmacy, a dentist, a restaurant, a pub, or some kind of retail business. Just to give you an idea of some of our client base, we have exposure to some of the biggest private equity companies in the world, and we've done work for those and are in touch with them. We deal with all of the high street banks and some that you may not have heard of as well in the UK. We deal with property investment companies. We deal with debt funds, and we deal with a wide range of clients in the specialist sectors that we deal with. Next, really, I suppose, and probably most importantly for those of you that don't know us, is how can we help you? So I've explained a little bit about what Christie & Co do. So if you're looking to buy a business in any of the sectors that we specialize in, we're brokers. We can go and find businesses for you to purchase. Our main operation is to go out and act on behalf of vendors who have said, I want to sell my business. So we have a website where you can go on and find businesses for sale that we've put up on there. I know there's lots of questions that have popped up on the Q&A about lots of other sectors, but this is one of those sectors to focus on. So the UK convenience retail sector, it accounts for 1/5 of the UK grocery market. It's huge. There are around 50,000 convenience stores in the UK, and you may be surprised to hear that probably 72% are run by independent retailers, and what the events and opportunities are to meet people. It's all about meeting people in the UK, as I'm sure it is everywhere else. So enough about retail and the wider market from that perspective. Just in terms of pricing, this index is a Christie & Co index of all businesses we sell. And this goes back to 2005. In fact, we keep the records back to, I think, 1986. But relevant for the last sort of 20 years or so, we've got a graph that looks very typical in the UK for many industries and many economic indicators. So we got to 2007 where you see that first peak. And that was when we hit the credit crunch and recession that lasted 3 or 4 years through to the 2011 and 12, where prices started to recover, banks were lending again, and economic activity was picking up significantly. And as you can see, the graphs then moved up through sort of 2014, 15, 16, 17, and 18 to get to where we were in 2019 pre-pandemic. And we were actually riding the wave of a pretty good market across all of our sectors. Moving on to more practical steps, and what you can do to go and buy a business in the UK. And I'm going to talk about retail, but think laterally for any other industry. It's the same sorts of things that you need to think about. Do the research, find out who's selling those businesses that you might be interested in buying. We've got a website, christie.com. There's something like 1,500 to 2,000 businesses for sale at any one time. There's also a lot of stuff that doesn't appear on the website where the client doesn't want to advertise, but we know is for sale. So getting a relationship with the agents in the UK is really important. So I'm just going to finish off with some more specific pricing. So there's just some graphs. Again, these will be in the pack, I guess, which show you where the investment yields are for the fixed income opportunities. And then on the right-hand side, specific to our convenience retail sector, there are some multiples that you'll be needing to pay for different types of convenience store, whether they're primary through to tertiary, depending on whether they're in good locations or not. Very broad, rough rule of thumb is that pricing is expressed as a multiple of weekly sales. So if you're doing £15,000 a week in a store, you'll probably have to pay 150 grand for a lease. If it includes the freehold as well, it could be anything from £200,000 in a low value area up to maybe £500,000 or £600,000 in a higher value location. Central London, forget it.
I've just shared the webinar link, which is ongoing on the YouTube, and people can refer. I think both the presentation had the contact details. We would also be happy to kind of share the details from both sides, from the registration side as well, and from our side for Yash and Steve. In case you have any query, you can directly write to them as well. I would like to request Dr. Mohan Kaul to propose a concluding remarks. Dr. Mohan Kaul is the president of Indian Partnership Forum, and we are the collaborator for this program. So, Dr. Kaul, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepak, for organizing this seminar. And I thank you and Dr. Param Shah for taking the lead. I'm grateful to Mr. Dinesh Joshi for making the opening remarks. And it looks, Mr. Joshi, there is a lot of interest in your members to be looking at opportunities in UK. As you mentioned in the opening remarks, this is the best time for India and UK to work together. And both prime ministers have been showing a lot of interest. And both could not visit each other because of the COVID, but we expect these visits to take place very soon. And as you said, there is a large trading agreement which the UK government and Indian government is working. So as far as the interest is concerned, there's a large Indian diaspora. As both Steve and Yash said, they are in all the businesses, in retail to all hotels, to everywhere, as you know very well. So we would really like more Indian businesses to come and set up offices here, set partnerships here, buy businesses here, and increase the India-UK trade. And that's what FICCI is there, and IPF is there, and other agencies are working together to make it happen. So I hope we will have similar opportunities and similar webinars to take this topic forward, and we'll love to work with FICCI on this. Thank you very much. Thank you, all the delegates. Thank you for all the FICCI and our Yash and Steve and Mr. Dinesh Joshi. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you, Dr. Kaul. I'm sure we will find more synergies and opportunities to work together. This was just a first engagement, and I think this also gives us a lot of information from the point of view of what exactly Yash and Steve wanted to convey, through their presentation or in terms of opportunity. So whenever we do it, in future, we also have far more clarity on what we are communicating to our members. So this was a very excellent and great session, and I hope many people would revisit this on YouTube and take benefit of this. And we'll be happy to share the coordinates of everyone so that this at least the interest which has been generated gets somewhere closed and have some fruitful ending towards new businesses. So again, thank you very much for partnering with us, and delighted to host all of you. And have a safe time. I know UK is still, I mean, it's coming out much better than what we are.
Yes.
But hopefully, this would be the last year of pandemic. So yes, you any last comment you want to add? Yeah.
Yeah, in the start of the webinar, because our attendees have spent almost 1.5 hours, and I promised them something as a gift. And the gift I wanted to give them is my time, if I may be allowed, and for that reason, what I do is I just share my Calendly link. If someone wants to talk to me just for 15 minutes, more than happy to have a brainstorm, probably give them a little bit of direction as to how they want to navigate their UK journey while they want to migrate. So I've just shared my Calendly link in the chat box. Anyone wants to have a chat with me for 15 minutes, I'm more than happy to spend that time with me. That's my diary. Happy to have that call. And of course, we will share the copy of this PowerPoint presentation of Steve and myself with all registrant. And then, if they'd be happy to, have a look at it, get in touch with Steve's company directly, Christie and Go, or get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Yash. Time is money, so thank you for offering the time of yours, and I hope some people will take benefit of it.
Thank you.
So again, thank you, Dinesh, Dr. Kaul, Steve, Yash, for being here and sharing your thoughts on the subject. Thank you very much. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Yash, Steve,
Thank
Dr. Kaul, and Mr. Shah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.